How's it going, guys? Cameron here with Canadian Gamer coming at you with another video. Change the camera angle a bit. You can kind of see my signage a bit better here. Different perspective. I think it looks pretty good. We'll try it out. A few things to talk about here. The first thing is that Silent Hill 2 remake video that I posted a couple of days ago. When I initially had posted it, it was a slow burn. I think after 6 or 7 hours, the video only had about 50 views. And then settling in through the weekend onto today, it's now up over 2,000 views. And it's not solely because of it being a great video that I did by any means. It's just a really hot topic. And I think it took a couple of days for a lot of gamers out there in the community to sort of come to terms with what a few of us, or maybe a lot of us, were saying. And that's, again, no fault of Team Bloober, but does Silent Hill 2 really need to be remade? And if you watch the podcast from Digital Foundry today, John Linneman sort of touched base on it as well, and he more or less said the same thing as me. He's like, hey, this is a sacred game. This remake's probably going to, unsettle a lot of people that feel like this game doesn't need to be remade. And, he sort of talked about how Team Bloober, while they have a respectful past, I guess you would say, in terms of their body of work. It's respectable. They're not perfect, right? They've had some missteps along the way as well. I think the medium, I haven't played it, but I've heard a lot of people say, it's not that great. So we're not here to talk about Silent Hill 2 Remake, but this video is sort of along the same vein. And we're going to talk about the Resident Evil 4 remake that was recently unveiled by Capcom. And actually, before we even get into that, I just want to get this out of the way and we'll get into the Resident Evil discussion. Over the last week and a half, I've been getting into God of War for the PS4. And I have some choice words for this game. It's probably going to piss a lot of people off. I think it's a pretty good game. I don't think it's perfect. But man, his son Atreus is fucking annoying, pardon my French. Oh my god. It actually breaks the immersion for me, I'm sorry. But we'll hold off on this. We'll talk about it another day once I complete the game. It's a long game, so yeah, we'll get into it in a couple of weeks' time once I finish it, just in time for Ragnarok to come out. That's coming out soon. So, let's get back on topic here. Resident Evil 4, a couple of days ago, Capcom drops the gameplay trailer, and we get to see what the new Resident Evil 4 remake looks like. First impressions when I saw it, yeah, it looks good, obviously. I knew Capcom wasn't going to venture too far off the original Resident Evil 4 because unlike a lot of the older Resident Evil games that were fixed camera position, pre-rendered backgrounds, tank controls. Obviously, when you overhaul those and do a remake, it's like a brand new coat of paint, if you will. Resident Evil 4, although it is an older game, it still holds up aesthetically as far as not only the visuals are concerned, but how the game plays. Obviously, ever since RE4 came out, all the other Resident Evils, except for the new ones, which are first-person shooters, have been third-person view, but not tank controls. It has been all, very much like RE4 had established, right? So when we saw the RE4 remake trailer and gameplay footage, not surprising, right? It looks not exactly the same as the original RE4, but it looks pretty damn similar, right? Let's be honest here. So, it begs the question, does this game need to be remade? Does it need to be remade? I don't think it does. I really don't. You could pick this game up for next to nothing. I found it, the special Wii edition, at the thrift store the other day, and I was tempted to pick it up, but I didn't because I'm happy with my PS2 version. A lot of enthusiasts out there would say this is probably the best version of RE4. It's up in the air. There's a lot of debate about it. That being said, you can pick up RE4 for the Xbox One and the PS4, and if I'm not mistaken, it's in 4K. So the resolution has been bumped up. Everything's extremely crisp. And you can play it like that. And those games, those versions are backwards compatible with the new consoles. And you can pick it up for next to nothing, cheapest chips. So why are you going to go out and pay full retail for a Resident Evil 4 remake? It's just absolutely ridiculous. And when I watched the gameplay footage, this is, I guess, open to interpretation. Everybody's going to look at it differently. I didn't think it looked worse or better. I thought it just looked different. Arguably worse. Again, they're tampering with the original color scheme and design, and they've changed the skybox, and everything is sort of a different shade of blue and quite different. The character models, I guess they've been redone. I can't tell. I don't know. They got rid of the laser on your gun, which was like one of the best things about this game. And so it looks like it's more of a remake in the same vein as The Last of Us. Again, it's not I guess you could consider it a full-blown remake, but not in the same sense as like Resident Evil 2 remake, right? I don't know. Yeah, it looks good. Would I pay full retail for it? No. Do I think it's necessary for Capcom to remake Resident Evil 4 when we can already play it on the PS4 and the Xbox One in 1080p 4K? I don't think so. I really don't. And this is the problem with redoing a game like Resident Evil 4. The game already looked pretty good, right? So they can't drastically change it because it's going to veer too far off the path, right? What are they going to change? So that's what I'm saying. They obviously updated the graphics, but when you watch it, I wouldn't say it's a night and day difference. Leon looks the same. And on top of that, maybe you'll disagree with me, but I think this was the beginning of the end of the Resident Evil franchise. In my humble opinion, this is one of the worst ones in the series. You want my opinion? The first three were pretty well the best, and then obviously this one as well, which was really good, right? And there was another one in there as well, Resident Evil 0. So those are the ones that I like the most. The ones that were like a tank controls, pre-rendered backgrounds, the old school survival horror. So, I guess maybe I don't have a dog in this fight, but, in my opinion, like I said, I know I'm beating a dead horse, but why would you go out and pay full retail for Resident Evil 4 Remake when you can just pick up this copy here or pick it up for one of the modern consoles? That's just my opinion on it. I'm just getting really tired of the remake. What are they going to do next? Are they going to remake Resident Evil 5? Seriously? And that's a game that looks really good. It may not be the greatest game on earth, but it actually looks really good. What are they going to do? They're going to remake Resident Evil 6? Come on. So that was my rant. It was just a quick rant. I wanted to get it off my shoulders. I like Resident Evil 4. It's not my most favorite Resident Evil game. I think it still looks really good even till this day, all things considered. Again, especially if you get a modern version of it. And I don't really feel that it needs to be remade and sold at retail for $79.99 Canadian. So that's it. That's it for me. Like I said, I am chipping away at God of War. It's going to take me a while to beat that. But, other than that, not a whole lot else going on, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about the RE4 remake. Is this necessary? Let me know. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Have a good night.